JEKYLL and HYDE. What if Robert Louis Stevenson drank the serum himself? An alternate history Gothic tale. Prologue. The man who survived his story. Robert Louis Stevenson did not invent Dr. Jekyll. He survived him. In the winter of 1885, Stevenson drank a serum prescribed for his failing health. By morning, the pain was gone. So were 12 hours of his memory. On his desk lay 40 pages of a new story, written in a hand that was almost, but not entirely, his own. And on the streets outside, a man calling himself Edward Hyde had begun to kill. Chapter 1. The Medicine. The wind had been striking the windows of Scaravore for 3 days. It came from the sea with the cold persistence of a creditor, shaking the glass and searching for cracks in the walls. Inside the house, every fire burned high, yet Robert Louis Stevenson could not stop shivering. He lay beneath 3 blankets in the upstairs room, listening to his own lungs betray him. Each breath began as a promise and ended as an argument. On the table beside his bed stood bottles of medicine, dark glass, clear glass, green glass, each containing a different disappointment. Some made him sleep, others made his heart race. One silenced the coughing for an hour but left him too weak to lift a pen. For Stevenson, that was worse than pain. A writer who could not write was not merely sick, he was absent from himself. Fanny entered carrying a tray of tea and found him reaching toward the notebook on the floor. "You dropped it again," she said. "I placed it there as an experiment." "What were you testing?" "Whether gravity remains as tiresome as I remember." She retrieved the notebook and set it beyond his reach. "You are not writing today." "I am always writing." "You are staring at paper and bleeding into a handkerchief. The distinction matters." Stevenson smiled, though the effort hurt his chest. Fanny Van de Grift Stevenson had never been impressed by the theatricality of illness. She had crossed oceans, survived hardship, and built a life from choices that other people considered impossible. A coughing husband with literary ambitions did not frighten her. What frightened her was the desperation behind his jokes. There had been no new pages in 11 days. That afternoon, a visitor arrived. He introduced himself as Dr. Elias Vale. Fanny disliked him before he removed his hat. He was a tall, narrow man in his late 50s, with silver hair combed neatly away from a pale forehead. His clothes were expensive without being fashionable. He carried a black medical case with brass locks and wore gloves despite the fire. "I was told Mr. Stevenson's condition has resisted conventional treatment," Vale said. "By whom?" Fanny asked. "A mutual acquaintance in Edinburgh." "Which acquaintance?" Vale smiled. "One who values privacy." Fanny moved toward the door. "We have had enough secret medicines from private men." Stevenson's voice came from the stairs. "Let him stay." He had left his bed and wrapped himself in a long dressing gown. One hand held the railing, the other pressed a handkerchief against his mouth. Fanny hurried toward him. "You should not be standing." "I am not standing," he said. "I am descending with unusual patience." Vale watched him carefully. Not with compassion, with interest. The doctor examined Stevenson in the upstairs room. He listened to his chest, checked his pulse, and asked questions that grew increasingly strange. Did Stevenson dream in color? Had he ever awakened with words in his mouth that he had not chosen? Did he sometimes feel that his illness belonged to another man? When he wrote a cruel character, did he feel disgust or relief? Fanny interrupted. "What do these questions have to do with his lungs?" Vale removed the instrument from Stevenson's chest. "Very little." He opened his medical case. Inside lay a single vial. The liquid was nearly colorless, but when Vale held it near the lamp, A green shadow moved through it like smoke beneath ice. Stevenson stared at the vial. "What is it?" "A division of labor." Fanny folded her arms. "That is not the name of a medicine." "No, it is the purpose." Vale placed the vial on the table. The human body spends extraordinary energy maintaining the person it believes itself to be. We restrain anger. We suppress appetite. We silence fear. We force the body to obey the conscience and the conscience to obey society. "And this releases that energy?" Stevenson asked. "It removes the restraint." Fanny looked from the vial to Vale. "What exactly happens after he drinks it?" "The pain will vanish, his breathing will improve, his strength may return." "May." "The treatment is experimental." Stevenson gave a dry laugh. "Madam, we have discovered the word that makes every poison respectable." Vale did not smile. "You must understand one thing. The serum will not create another man." He leaned closer. "It will simply stop you from hiding the man already inside you." The wind struck the windows. For several seconds, the only sound in the room was the fire. Fanny picked up the vial. "No." Stevenson reached for it. "Fanny, you heard him." "I also heard that I might breathe." "You don't know what this is." "I know what this is." He looked toward the silent notebook. "It is a chance." Fanny held the vial tightly. "A chance to become what?" Stevenson met her eyes. "Useful." The word wounded her more than he intended. She set the vial down. Vale explained the dosage. 6 drops in water, never more than once in 24 hours. Stevenson must remain under observation until sunrise. "Why sunrise?" Fanny asked. Vale closed the case. "Because darkness encourages honesty." He left before the storm worsened. Fanny stood at the window and watched him disappear into the rain. "I don't trust him," she said. "Nor do I." "Then we throw it away." Stevenson picked up the vial. "I do not need to trust a key to want the door opened." That night, shortly after 11, he poured 6 drops into a glass of water. Fanny watched from the other side of the table. The liquid turned pale green. "You can still stop," she said. "So can my heart. It has made the threat often enough." "Louis." He raised the glass. "If I begin composing poetry, burn the medicine." "You already compose poetry." "If it improves, burn me as well." He drank. For several seconds, nothing happened. Then the glass slipped from his hand. Stevenson gripped the edge of the table. The room tilted. Pain moved through him, not the familiar tearing in his chest, but something deeper, as if invisible hands had entered his body and were rearranging his bones. His back arched. Fanny caught his shoulder. "Louis." He tried to answer. A violent breath entered his lungs. Not a cough. A breath. A complete, effortless breath. He drew in another. Then another. The change spread through him. Warmth returned to his hands. Strength rushed into his legs. The constant pressure in his chest disappeared. Stevenson stood upright. He had not stood so easily in years. Fanny stared at him. "How do you feel?" He touched his throat. "Hungry." "For what?" He looked toward the dark window. His reflection smiled before he did. Then every lamp in the room went out. Chapter 2. The Missing Night. Stevenson awoke at his desk. Morning light pressed weakly through the curtains. The fire had gone cold. His neck ached from sleeping in the chair, but his lungs were clear. He breathed deeply. No pain. No coughing. No blood. For one extraordinary moment, joy overwhelmed him. Then he saw his hands. There was mud beneath his fingernails. A dark stain covered his right cuff. On the desk lay 40 handwritten pages. Stevenson touched the first sheet. The title had been written in heavy black ink. The Strange Case of Dr. JEKYLL and Mr. HYDE. He read the first paragraph. It described a respectable physician who had spent his life constructing the appearance of virtue. Secretly, the physician resented every moral rule he obeyed. He created a chemical mixture that separated his public self from everything he had hidden. The language was Stevenson's. The rhythm was his. But the cruelty beneath it was unfamiliar. It was not written with imagination. It was written with memory. Fanny entered carrying a candle, though morning had already come. When she saw him awake, she stopped. "Louis, what happened?" She did not answer. "Fanny, what happened last night?" "You don't remember." "I remember drinking the serum." "And after?" "Nothing." She crossed the room and locked the door behind her. "At midnight, you stopped breathing." He touched his chest. "For how long?" "Less than a minute, then you stood up." "That sounds encouraging." "It wasn't you." The humor left his face. Fanny approached the desk. "You looked different, not entirely. Your eyes were the same. Your mouth was the same. But it was as though every generous expression you had ever made had been removed." "What did I say?" "You asked whether I was disappointed." "Disappointed by what?" "By the fact that there was more of you than the part I loved." Stevenson looked at the pages. "Where did I go?" "You locked me in the bedroom." His head rose sharply. "I did what?" "You took your coat and left the house. I shouted through the window, but you never turned back." "You should have called for help." "I did. By the time the door was forced open, you had returned." "When?" "Shortly before 5. And I wrote this." "You wrote until sunrise. I asked your name." Fanny's voice lowered. "You said it was Hyde." Stevenson stared at the title page. "Edward Hyde. That is what you called yourself." He examined the dark stain on his cuff. "What is this?" "I don't know." Someone knocked downstairs. 3 heavy strikes. Fanny moved toward the window. A police carriage stood outside. The man at the door introduced himself as Inspector Nathaniel Harcourt. He was broad, gray-eyed, and wet from the rain. He held his hat in one hand and a silver-tipped walking stick in the other. Stevenson recognized it immediately. It belonged to him. "Mr. Stevenson," Harcourt said, "was this in your possession yesterday?" "Yes." "Where did you last see it?" "Here." The inspector looked at the mud on Stevenson's boots. "You did not leave the house last night." Stevenson felt Fanny's eyes on him. "I was unwell." "That was not my question." Stevenson considered the man's face. Harcourt did not appear hostile. That made lying more difficult. "I have no memory of leaving." "No memory." "I was given a sedative." Fanny looked away. Harcourt placed the walking stick on the table. It was found near the body of Dr. Elias Vale. The room seemed to contract. Stevenson gripped the back of a chair. "Vale is dead. His skull was fractured. The weapon appears to have been this stick." Fanny covered her mouth. Harcourt continued. "A witness saw a man leaving Vale's room shortly after 2 in the morning. Small, quick, poorly dressed. He moved with what she described as animal energy." "That does not sound like my husband," Fanny said. "No, it does not." The inspector looked at Stevenson's clear eyes and steady breathing. "But the witness also said the man laughed when she called for help." Harcourt leaned closer. "She said it sounded like an educated man pretending not to be one." After the inspector left, Stevenson locked every door. Then he returned upstairs and read the 40 pages. Halfway through, he found a description of Vale's murder. The scene contained details Harcourt had not mentioned. The cracked blue tile beneath Vale's body. The broken watch stopped at 17 minutes past 2. The smell of chemical salts from an overturned cabinet. And the silver walking stick rising for the final blow. Stevenson let the page fall. Fanny stood behind him. "You wrote it before the police arrived," she said. "No. You wrote it before anyone told you how Vale died." "No. Louis." He turned toward the mirror above the fireplace. His reflection stood perfectly still. Then it lifted one finger to its lips. Chapter 3. Edward Hyde. Stevenson covered the mirror with a blanket. It did not help. He could still feel the thing behind the glass. For the rest of the day, he and Fanny searched the house. They found Stevenson's coat hidden beneath the stairs. One pocket contained Vale's brass key. Another held 3 packets of white chemical salt. The vial of serum was gone. At sunset, Stevenson's fever returned. His lungs tightened. Pain spread through his ribs stronger than before. He attempted to write, but the pen shook in his hand. The words on the page blurred. "You need a doctor," Fanny said. "Not Vale. A different doctor. And what shall we tell him? That I murdered the last one while transformed into a character I had not yet written. We tell him you were drugged." "I was." "Then begin with the truth." Stevenson looked toward the covered mirror. "I am not certain where it begins." They sent a message to Inspector Harcourt, asking him to return the following morning. Stevenson intended to confess everything, or as much as any reasonable man might believe. Before Harcourt arrived, however, Stevenson changed again. There was no serum, no glass, no conscious decision. At 3 minutes past midnight, he awoke screaming. His spine bent, his fingers clawed at the sheets, his heartbeat accelerated until each pulse seemed to strike the inside of his skull. Fanny reached for him. Stevenson knocked her across the room. He heard the impact. He felt horror, but he could not control his body. His hands became steadier, his breathing deepened, his posture changed. The room appeared sharper, brighter, and more immediate. The pain disappeared. In its place came pleasure. Not happiness. Freedom. Stevenson stood. Fanny stared at him from the floor. "Louis." The man smiled. "That name is becoming tiresome." He walked toward the mirror and removed the blanket. Edward Hyde looked back. He was not a separate face. That would have been easier. He was Stevenson without apology. The same cheekbones appeared sharper. The same mouth curved without kindness. The same eyes contained intelligence liberated from conscience. Hyde touched the glass. "At last," he said. Fanny rose slowly. "What are you?" "What he cannot admit. You murdered Vale." Vale made the mistake of believing a locked cabinet could keep medicine from a sick man. "You killed him for the formula." "I killed him because he looked at me as if I were an error." Hyde turned. "No one enjoys being edited." Fanny reached for the fireplace poker. Hyde laughed. "You think he is trapped inside watching?" She tightened her grip. "He is. Of course he is." Hyde stepped closer. "That is the pleasure." Fanny swung. Hyde caught the poker. For an instant, his expression changed. He could have struck her. Stevenson felt the intention move through their shared arm. Inside the darkness, Stevenson fought. His fingers opened. The poker fell. Hyde looked down at his hand. Fanny saw the confusion. "Louis can hear me." Hyde's smile returned, but less confidently. "He hears everything. Then he can fight you." He has fought me all his life. That is why he is so tired. Fanny backed toward the desk. The 40-page manuscript lay there. She picked it up and began reading aloud. Dr. Jekyll had worn the face of virtue until virtue itself became a mask. Hyde flinched. The reaction was slight but unmistakable. Fanny read another line. Hyde crossed the room and tore the pages from her hand. Do not. Why? He threw them into the corner. Bad prose. You are afraid of it. I wrote it. No, Louis wrote it after surviving you. Hyde grabbed her wrist. The moment he touched her, a violent spasm passed through his body. Stevenson's voice emerged from his mouth. Run! Fanny pulled away. Hyde struck the wall, fighting himself. Run! She fled the room and locked the door from outside. For hours, Hyde paced behind it. He insulted her, threatened her, and imitated Stevenson's voice. Then he became quiet. Fanny remained in the corridor with the poker across her knees. Shortly before dawn, she heard the scratching of a pen. When sunlight entered the window, the door opened. Stevenson crawled into the corridor. His face was pale, his breathing was weak again. But he held a single page. What is that? Fanny asked. A message. The handwriting changed halfway down the sheet. Stevenson's precise script became darker, heavier, and more angular. At the bottom, Hyde had written, I am not his illness. Beneath it, Stevenson had added, No, you are my excuse. Chapter 4. The Confession. Inspector Harcourt returned at 9. Stevenson told him almost everything. He described Vale's serum, the missing hours, and the pages containing details of the murder. He omitted only the mirror and the conversation with Hyde. Harcourt listened without interruption. When Stevenson finished, the inspector examined the packets of chemical salt. You expect me to believe a medicine transformed you into another man? No, Stevenson said. I barely believe it myself. Yet you confess to Vale's murder. I confess that my hands may have committed it. Your hands are attached to you. I am increasingly aware of that. Harcourt walked to the window. The witness described a shorter man. I may have carried myself differently. She described him as young. I felt young. She said he moved like someone with no fear of injury. Stevenson looked at his steady hands. That sounds accurate. Harcourt turned. Why would Vale create such a medicine? I think he wished to separate physical vitality from moral restraint. And instead, he discovered they were not as separate as he hoped. The inspector took the 40-page manuscript. Stevenson felt a flash of panic. Do not lose that. It is evidence. It may also be the only thing keeping Hyde under control. Harcourt gave him a long look. You speak of Hyde as though he were another person. Stevenson looked toward Fanny. That may be the most dangerous lie he tells me. Harcourt agreed to delay any arrest until the chemical salts had been examined and Vale's records searched. He stationed a constable outside Scaravore. Before leaving, he placed the manuscript in his coat. That night, Hyde emerged earlier. At 11, Stevenson's fingers began moving without permission. At 10:30 the following night, his voice changed. On the third evening, the transformation began before sunset. Each time, Hyde tried to leave. Each time, Fanny read from Stevenson's notes. The truth weakened him. Not because the words were magical, Stevenson decided, but because Hyde depended upon division. He needed Stevenson to think of him as an invader, a stranger, a creature with no connection to the respectable writer. Every sentence that joined them made the boundary less secure. So Stevenson began writing a confession. He recorded every cruel impulse he had disguised as wit, every resentment hidden beneath politeness, every moment when he had envied healthy men, successful writers, or people who could wake without pain. He wrote about the secret relief of imagining violence. He wrote about anger toward his own body. He wrote about the arrogance of believing suffering made him morally superior. Each page was painful. Each page delayed Hyde. Fanny read the confession at night while Stevenson changed. "You hated JEKYLL before you drank the serum," she said. Hyde paced behind the locked door. "He looked at you as if you were weak." "He was weak," Hyde replied. "You wanted to humiliate him. He deserved it. Louis wanted it." Hyde stopped. "No. Louis wanted it. You acted upon it." "No. You are not separate." Hyde struck the door. The wood split. "You know nothing about us." Fanny did not move. "Then why are you afraid of the word us?" Hyde roared and drove his shoulder against the door. The lock broke. He stepped into the corridor. Fanny stood at the far end, holding the confession. Hyde approached slowly. "You believe paper can imprison me?" "No." She held his gaze. "I believe truth can make you smaller." Hyde snatched the pages. For a moment, Stevenson thought he would tear them apart. Instead, Hyde read. His expression shifted. Anger became curiosity. Curiosity became amusement. "You have misunderstood," he said. "What?" "I do not fear the confession." He looked toward the fireplace. "I fear the ending." Before Fanny could stop him, he threw the pages into the flames. Fire climbed across Stevenson's words. Fanny rushed forward, but Hyde blocked her path. He watched every page curl into black ash. At dawn, Stevenson awoke on the floor. Fanny sat beside the cold fireplace. "The confession is gone," she said. Stevenson looked at the ash. "No." He touched his forehead. "I remember it. All of it. Every word." A faint smile crossed his face. "He burned the paper." Stevenson reached for a fresh sheet. "He forgot that I am a writer." Chapter 5. 6 days. Stevenson began again. He no longer wrote a confession. He wrote a story. A respectable doctor named Henry JEKYLL discovered a chemical method of separating himself from his darker impulses. The transformed man called himself Edward Hyde. JEKYLL believed Hyde freed him from responsibility, but every transformation made Hyde stronger. Fanny read the first pages. "You have changed the names." "A confession sends one man to prison," Stevenson said. "A story enters 1,000 houses." "You are hiding the truth." "I am giving it a shape people might believe." "Will they understand JEKYLL and Hyde are the same man?" "They must." "Then do not make Hyde merely ugly." Stevenson looked up. "Why not?" "Because readers will decide evil belongs to a particular face. They will congratulate themselves for looking different." He considered that. "You should be writing this." "I am." She placed the pages back on his desk. "You are holding the pen." For 6 days, Stevenson wrote with feverish speed. During daylight, he built the story. At night, Hyde attempted to dismantle it. The struggle took place on paper. Stevenson would write. JEKYLL understood that Hyde was not another soul, but the liberation of his own forbidden desires. By morning, Hyde had changed it too. JEKYLL suffered beneath an intruder who had no claim upon his conscience. Stevenson crossed out Hyde's sentence and restored his own. Hyde removed evidence of the serum's ingredients. Stevenson added it again in coded descriptions. Hyde made himself powerful and elegant. Stevenson wrote him smaller, not in body but in spirit. The manuscript became a battlefield. Ink covered the tables, floor, and bedclothes. Pages appeared in locked drawers. Paragraphs vanished and returned in coat pockets. Fanny numbered every sheet so Hyde could not remove one without detection. Inspector Harcourt visited daily. He had found Vale's private records. The doctor had tested the serum before. There were 7 names in his notebook. 4 patients had died. 2 had disappeared. The final name was Stevenson, S. What happened to the missing patients? Stevenson asked. We do not know. Did Vale write anything about separate personalities? Harcourt opened the notebook. Only this. He read aloud. Suppression does not destroy appetite, it concentrates it. Stevenson leaned back. Did he record an antidote? No. What about the chemical salt? Common in appearance, unusual in composition. The laboratory cannot reproduce it. Stevenson looked toward the locked drawer where the remaining packets were kept. Then Hyde has the last of it. Why does that matter if you change without drinking more? Because each transformation is weakening my body. The serum might strengthen him enough to remain permanently. Harcourt closed the notebook. There is something else. He removed the silver walking stick from his coat. The witness saw Vale alive after the time you described in your manuscript. Stevenson stared at him. What? Vale was seen at 3:30. The watch stopped at 17 minutes past 2 because it had already been broken. Then Hyde did not kill him at 2. No, but I wrote the murder before it happened. Harcourt nodded. Stevenson felt the room turn cold. Hyde did not record the crime. Fanny understood first. He planned it. The 40 pages had not been a memory. They had been a script. Hyde had written what he intended to do, then gone out and performed it. Stevenson looked at the manuscript covering his desk. If Hyde writes an ending. Harcourt followed his gaze. What happens? I do not know. That evening, they discovered 3 pages missing. They searched the room. Fanny found them hidden behind the mirror. Hyde had written a final chapter. In it, Dr. Jekyll realized that Hyde would soon become permanent. Unable to face discovery, Jekyll locked himself inside his laboratory and drank poison. The last sentence read, "Thus the life of Henry Jekyll ended, and Edward Hyde inherited the silence." Stevenson read it twice. A bitter taste entered his mouth. He touched his lips. His fingertips came away white with powder. Fanny seized the glass beside him. A chemical smell rose from the water. Louis, don't move. His legs failed. Harcourt caught him before he struck the floor. The room darkened. From inside Stevenson's mind came Hyde's voice. Every story requires an ending. Chapter 6. The Man in the Mirror. Stevenson awoke inside the mirror. He could see the bedroom, but he could not touch it. Hyde stood before the glass wearing Stevenson's body. Fanny and Harcourt had tied his wrists to the bed frame, yet he seemed unconcerned. The poisoned water had weakened Stevenson. It had strengthened Hyde. Louis, Fanny said. Hyde opened his eyes. No. He pulled against the ropes. The bed frame moved. Harcourt drew his revolver. Hyde laughed. You cannot shoot me without killing your witness. You are the murderer. Then shoot. Harcourt aimed at his chest. Fanny stepped between them. Don't. Hyde smiled. You see, Louis, even now she protects me. Inside the mirror, Stevenson struck the glass. No sound emerged. Hyde turned toward him. For the first time, Stevenson realized Hyde could see him there. The 2 men faced one another across the reflection. You wrote the murder before committing it, Stevenson said. Hyde's answer sounded inside his mind. Writers rehearse what cowards cannot perform. You poisoned me. I corrected the balance. You need my body. Our body. The phrase enraged Stevenson. Hyde laughed. There, that anger. You still insist it belongs to me. Stevenson looked beyond him. Fanny held the manuscript. She opened to the first chapter. Hyde's smile faded. Do not read that. Fanny began. Henry Jekyll believed he contained two men. This was his first mistake. Hyde pulled against the ropes. Stop. One man desired, the other man denied desire. One man acted, the other claimed innocence. The bedframe cracked. Harcourt moved closer. Fanny continued reading. But no wall divided them. No locked door stood between their hearts. Jekyll had not created Hyde from nothing. He had given his own hidden cruelty a different name. Hyde screamed. The ropes tightened around his wrists. Inside the mirror, cracks appeared around Stevenson. He could feel Hyde's strength weakening. But he could also feel something else. The memories Hyde had hidden. Veil on the floor. The walking stick rising. The pleasure of power. The cold satisfaction after the final blow. Stevenson recoiled. No. Hyde looked into the mirror. They are yours. No. Our hand held the stick. You controlled it. Our anger guided it. I would never have killed him. But you wanted him to suffer. Stevenson remembered Vale's clinical stare, the humiliation of being examined like a failed experiment, the fury he had concealed beneath humor. He had wanted to strike the doctor, not kill him, but the distance between impulse and action had been removed. The serum had not planted violence. It had removed the man who refused it. Stevenson pressed both hands against the mirror. I wanted to hurt him. Hyde stopped struggling. The admission weakened them both. Fanny looked toward the glass, though she could not see Stevenson inside it. Hyde whispered, "Be silent." Stevenson continued. I hated him. The mirror cracked again. I enjoyed feeling stronger than he was. Hyde's face began shifting. I imagined his fear. Stop. And when you killed him, some part of me was satisfied. Hyde roared. The mirror shattered. Stevenson fell forward into his own body. He opened his eyes. Fanny stood above him. Louis. His face changed twice. Hyde, Stevenson, Hyde again. He fought for breath. I am here. Hyde's voice emerged from the same mouth. So am I. Harcourt raised the revolver. Stevenson shouted, "The serum." Fanny ran to the locked drawer. The key was gone. Hyde smiled. He had swallowed it. Fire, Stevenson gasped. Fanny understood. She dragged the drawer toward the fireplace and struck it with the iron poker. The wood broke. Inside lay the 3 packets of chemical salt in Vale's stolen vial. Hyde tore one arm free from the ropes. Give it to me. Fanny threw the packets into the fire. Green flames rose. Hyde screamed and ripped the other hand loose. Harcourt struck him across the shoulder with the revolver, but Hyde threw the inspector against the wall. Fanny held the vial over the flames. Hyde stopped. Fanny. This time, he used Stevenson's voice perfectly. Please. Her hand trembled. I am dying. She looked into his eyes. Which one of you? Both. Stevenson could feel the truth of it. Without the serum, his illness would return. After the transformations, it might return worse than before. Hyde spoke softly. You can save him. Fanny stared at the vial. All I ask, Hyde said, is to live. Stevenson forced his voice through. So does every monster. Hyde's expression twisted. Stevenson looked at Fanny. Burn it. She dropped the vial. It struck the coals. Green fire filled the fireplace. The glass exploded. A wave of chemical smoke moved through the room. Hyde staggered backward. His body convulsed. Stevenson fell to his knees as strength abandoned him. Pain returned to his chest, sharper than ever. He coughed into his hands. Blood appeared. But when he looked into the broken mirror, only one face remained. His own. Harcourt stood slowly. Is Hyde gone? Stevenson wiped the blood from his mouth. No. He looked at the manuscript. But now he has nowhere to hide. Chapter 7. The last chapter. The serum was destroyed. The transformation stopped. The impulses did not. For the next 3 days, Stevenson remained in bed while Fanny brought him pages from the manuscript. He revised between coughing fits. Inspector Harcourt sat beside the fire. You understand that the book is evidence, he said. It is also a warning. A court may not appreciate the distinction. Courts are notoriously poor literary critics. You confess to wanting Vale harmed. I confess to far more than that. You may hang. Stevenson looked down at the manuscript. Then I should finish before the reviews arrive. Harcourt did not smile. What will you call it? Stevenson read the title page. Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. No, Too certain. Fanny entered with the final pages. You still have Jekyll dying. He must. Why? Because that is where the truth leads. Or because Hyde chose the ending. Stevenson looked at her. She placed Hyde's pages beside his. Your ending and his are almost identical. In Hyde's version, Jekyll poisoned himself and Hyde inherited the silence. In Stevenson's version, Jekyll died as Hyde, leaving behind a written confession. Different words. The same death. Fanny sat beside him. If you publish the ending Hyde wanted, does he win? If I pretend Jekyll survives, the story becomes dishonest. Then do not let him survive unchanged. Stevenson looked toward the broken mirror. What would you have him do? Admit that Hyde was his. He does. Only when it is too late. You allow him one moment of honesty, then kill him before he has to live with it. Stevenson leaned back against the pillows. You think death is an escape. For writers often. Harcourt looked uncomfortable, but Fanny continued. You are turning punishment into drama. Jekyll dies, the door is open, the body is discovered, and everyone speaks of tragedy. But what if he had lived? To face prison. To face memory. To face himself. Yes. Stevenson looked at the unfinished final page. Living with Hyde would be more difficult than dying as him. A dead Jekyll could be pitied. A living Jekyll would remain responsible. He picked up his pen. For several minutes, only the scratch of the nib disturbed the room. What are you writing? Fanny asked. Not the published ending. Then what? The true one. In Stevenson's private ending, Jekyll survived. He confessed to Hyde's crimes. He surrendered his reputation, freedom, and scientific work. He spent the rest of his life studying the impulses he had once tried to separate from himself. He was never cured. But he was never divided again. Stevenson signed the page. Then he placed it inside a sealed envelope addressed to Fanny. What about the version the public will read? Harcourt asked. Stevenson looked at the manuscript. The public prefers a corpse. It leaves fewer questions. He kept Jekyll's death in the published story. Not because it was the truest ending. Because it was the cage Hyde had designed for himself. Within those pages, Hyde would always believe he had won. He would transform, kill, and seize control, only to find himself trapped in the same locked laboratory, approaching the same inevitable death. Every reader would return him to the beginning. Every edition would rebuild the walls. Hyde would live forever, but only inside the story. At least that was what Stevenson hoped. Chapter 8. A book called Fiction. The manuscript was delivered to the publisher. Weeks passed. Stevenson's illness worsened, but he continued to write. Some mornings he could not leave his bed. On others, he walked through the garden while Fanny watched from the window. He never drank another unknown medicine. Inspector Harcourt closed the official investigation into Vale's death without public accusation. The evidence was impossible. Stevenson's walking stick had been used, but the witnesses described another man. The chemical formula was gone. Vale's own experiments complicated every explanation. Harcourt kept a copy of Stevenson's private confession. "If Hyde returns," he said, "I will not hesitate. Neither should I. Do you still hear him?" Stevenson considered lying. "Yes." "What does he say?" "That the book belongs to him." "And what do you tell him?" "That characters rarely understand publishing contracts." In January 1886, the first copies arrived. The cover was plain. The title contained no picture of a monster, no dramatic transformation, and no promise that the story was true. It looked almost respectable. Fanny placed one copy in Stevenson's hands. He turned it over. A printed book had always felt different from a manuscript. A manuscript still belonged to its author. It could be revised, burned, or hidden. A printed book had escaped. "Are you afraid?" Fanny asked. "Yes." "Of what?" "That no one will believe it." "It is fiction. They are not supposed to believe it." Stevenson looked at the title. "That is not what stories are for." Readers discovered the book slowly, then all at once. Clergymen spoke about it in sermons. Doctors argued over its science. Critics praised its structure and questioned its morality. Respectable men read it privately and recognized more of themselves in Jekyll than they admitted. Some readers described Hyde as a demon. Others called him an animal. A few understood. They wrote letters to Stevenson. One man confessed that he had spent his life constructing a public identity so perfect that he sometimes dreamed of destroying it. A woman wrote that she had no need for a serum. Society had already divided her into the woman she appeared to be and the woman she was forbidden to become. A doctor asked whether the chemical formula had been based on a real experiment. Stevenson burned that letter. At night, he sometimes awakened before the mirror. His reflection always moved with him. Almost always. One evening, several months after publication, Stevenson sat alone in his study. Rain tapped against the glass. A fire burned low. He opened the first printed copy. Someone had marked a sentence in the margin. The handwriting was dark, heavy, and angular. Hyde's handwriting. Stevenson's heart began to race. He turned the page. Another sentence had been underlined. Then another. Together, the marked passages formed a message. "You gave me 1,000 bodies." Stevenson stood so quickly that his chair fell. He examined the doors. Locked. The windows. Closed. He carried the book to the fireplace. Before he could throw it in, Fanny entered. "What happened?" He showed her the markings. She studied them. Then she touched the ink. "It is fresh." Stevenson looked toward the shelves. Dozens of copies stood there, author's editions, review copies, foreign printings. From somewhere inside the room came a soft laugh. Not from the mirror. From the books. Stevenson approached the shelf. Hyde. Every flame in the room leaned toward the printed pages. A voice answered from behind him. You thought a story was a cage. Stevenson turned. No one stood there. The voice continued. You forgot that cages have doors. Fanny took his hand. What do we do? Stevenson stared at the book. He thought of thousands of readers opening thousands of copies. Each reader imagined Hyde differently. Some saw a murderer. Some saw freedom. Some saw a creature entirely separate from themselves. Every reader who treated Hyde as an alien evil strengthened the lie upon which he depended. But every reader who recognized Hyde within Jekyll weakened him. The book was not merely a prison. It was a test. We do nothing, Stevenson said. Nothing. We let them read. And if they misunderstand, then he lives. Fanny looked at the marked pages. And if they understand? Stevenson closed the book. Then he has nowhere left to hide. Epilogue. The final reader. Years later, a young man entered a second-hand bookshop in Edinburgh. He found a worn copy of Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on a high shelf. The cover was damaged. Several pages had come loose. The previous owner had written notes in the margins. The bookseller offered it for almost nothing. The young man took it home. That night he read until the fire burned low. He admired Jekyll. He envied Hyde. When he reached the final page, he closed the book and looked into the mirror above his desk. His reflection was smiling. He was not. The young man leaned closer. On the table beside the book stood a glass of water. The water slowly turned green. Far away, Robert Louis Stevenson awoke from a dream with the taste of chemicals in his mouth. He understood then that he had never destroyed Edward Hyde. He had transformed him into an idea. A body could be imprisoned. A serum could be burned. A man could die. But an idea entered every mind that welcomed it, wearing a new face each time. The world believed Edward Hyde was fictional. That was exactly what Hyde wanted.